When we think of the American Civil War, we think of Abraham Lincoln. We think of slavery. We think of the Battle of Gettysburg. But historians and economists know that the war was not decided on the battlefield. It was decided in the factories. In 1861, the Confederate States of America declared independence. On paper, they looked incredibly wealthy. They produced 2/3 of the world's cotton supply. At that time, cotton was what oil is today. The entire industrial economy of Britain and France depended on it. The Southern politicians famously declared, "Cotton is king." They believed that Britain and France would be forced to join the war on their side just to keep the cotton flowing. They thought they held the world hostage, but they were wrong. They walked into a war with a fatal economic misunderstanding. They confused assets with industry. This is the story of how the South lost the war, not because of bad generals, but because of bad economics. To understand this mismatch, we have to look at the numbers in 1861. The North had 90% of the country's manufacturing capacity. The North made 97% of all firearms. The North had twice as many railroads as the South. The South had cotton. They had almost no factories to make guns, no shipyards to build a navy, no mills to make uniforms. They had to import everything from Europe, and this is where Abraham Lincoln's genius strategy came in. It wasn't a military attack, it was an economic strangulation. He launched the Anaconda Plan. The idea was to wrap the massive northern navy around the southern ports like a giant snake and squeeze. No ships come in, no ships go out. The South laughed at first. They thought their coastline was too long to blockade. But slowly, the snake tightened its grip. The South could not export its cotton to Europe. And if they couldn't sell cotton, they couldn't buy guns. Millions of bales of cotton just sat in warehouses rotting away, while soldiers went barefoot. But the biggest disaster was the currency. Wars are expensive. You need massive amounts of liquid cash to pay soldiers. The North paid for the war by selling war bonds and creating a standardized currency, the greenback. The South, however, had no tax system and no banks willing to lend them money. So they did the only thing they could. They printed money. They printed the Confederate dollar. At the beginning of the war, one Confederate dollar was worth $1. But as the blockade tightened and the printing presses kept running, inflation exploded. It wasn't just inflation, it was hyperinflation. Prices doubled every few months. By the end of the war, a loaf of bread in Richmond cost hundreds of dollars. A pair of boots cost $500. People started trading with bullets instead of paper money because the paper was worthless. The economy of the South completely collapsed from the inside. But what about Britain? Why didn't they help? This was the biggest miscalculation of the South. They thought cotton is king, but Britain was smart. They saw the war coming. Britain simply started buying cotton from Egypt and India instead. They realized they didn't need the American South. The monopoly that the South thought they had was an illusion. The lesson here is profound. Having raw materials is not enough. You can have all the oil, cotton, or gold in the world, but if you cannot turn that raw material into a finished product, you are vulnerable. The North won because they had the supply chain. They could replace every gun and every shoe that was lost. The South could not. General Robert E. Lee was a brilliant tactician, but he was fighting a math problem he couldn't solve. He was fighting against a factory. Today, we see similar dynamics in geopolitics. Look at Russia, a massive country with incredible natural resources like gas and wheat. But their economy is smaller than the state of Texas because they lack high-end manufacturing. Compare that to Taiwan. Taiwan produces the microchips that run the world. That is their cotton. But unlike the Confederacy, they have built an indispensable industry around it. The American Civil War taught us that in a modern conflict, the winner is not the one with the most courage. It is the one with the most factories. The South bet everything on one commodity and lost everything. They proved that cotton was never king. Industry was king. In our next video, We are going to fast forward to the 20th century. We will look at Germany after World War I. We will see what happens when a modern industrial nation destroys its own money. We will see people carrying wheelbarrows of cash just to buy bread. Get ready for the Weimar Republic and the darkest inflation in history. Subscribe to Hidden Logic. See you in the next one.